So what was your family's or your community's reaction when you began sharing your gift? Like, how long
Well,
did it take you to share your gift?
well, my mother was always really open to that because she was an orphan at 5 and she was in an orphanage and she was sleeping in a dorm with a bunch of beds with a bunch of girls in them. But she would wake up in the middle of the night, she used to tell me, and see a woman standing at the end of her bed, and she always knew it was her mother. So when I started exploring mediumship and all this, going to classes and doing all this, she was really excited and real happy for me. On the other hand, my cousin and my best friend, who was, and we were all raised Catholic, so my cousin had that fear that was instilled in us, um, about evil spirits or working with the devil or things like that. But she came to understand when I would tell her about my experiences of people that I read and how healing the reading was for them. She
Right.
really came around at the end. And I told her, most of the mediums I know were raised Catholic. And I think it's because the Catholics don't have just Jesus or just God that they go to. We have the communion of saints. We can talk to
Yeah.
Saint Christopher for protection and all of that. So why, if I can talk to Saint Christopher, why can't I talk to Grandma?
Right. And,
Right.
and your cousin wasn't speaking out of experience. She was speaking out of fear and just repeating information that she heard, you know.
Right. Hmm.
That's the biggest thing is it anymore. And I think a lot more people are going to get into things like this and not be scared to try things like this because right now you can see all the lies of our world unraveling around us and nobody knows who to trust anymore. They don't. I mean, you're the only person you can really trust, and your
Right.
experiences are the only thing you can really trust. And
Hmm.
I know when it was when more people were getting into like the Illuminati and the cabal and this and that and their Satan worshipers were ruling the world and this and that, and I was that it's evil to be communicating with spirit. It kind of made me hesitate for a little while and question myself as well because you were just getting hit with every avenue with the same information.
Hmm.
And then after a few months, I was like, I have never once, like you said, I've never once experienced any bad feeling, any bad words, messages, or anything from spirit when I was communicating with them. And I'm the only one I can really trust. So I'm going to continue navigating this world. And even if it was bad, how will we ever overcome anything bad if we don't start delving into these things? I'm not leaving this shit for my kids to figure out. I'd rather figure it out first.